Welcome to Knockhill and the fifth running of the UK Rally Challenge, which brings together drivers from Ireland, Wales, England and of course Scotland to battle it out for the Nations Cup. It's been dominated by the Irish in the past, but a clash of dates has meant that only a few of their countrymen have been able to make it this year, so the field is wide open.
That's my local event, so I raced here last Sunday in an XR2. I know the place, so hopefully I should try and finish where I'm starting. Top three would be nice.
It's a kind of different layout though from what you're used to here, isn't it?
2/3 of the circuit's on the tarmac and a third on the loose. The split stays the same, the merge stays the same. It's only when you come down onto the rallycross circuit and on the top side of the stage where the new jump is.
This was Colin McRae's car, wasn't it?
This was Colin McRae's car. This is the first Pro Drive World Rally car, chassis number 1. You know, there's a lot of driving here. Some people think that this is just easy or whatever, but there's a lot of driving in here, and challenge anybody to come and do it.
So any predictions about how it's going to end up at the end of the day?
Well, there's a lot of good boys. I think Gary Adam and there's a few boys like that there will be right up there. They're very good, very fast people.
We've been doing quite well. We've been in amongst the top 4 or 5 every time. Then the punctures happened halfway through the rally, and then we've obviously dropped outside the top 5.
Why were you getting punctures? It was a bit careless on the bends.
Aye, just cutting the corners where it goes from gravel to tarmac. You get a little sharp edge and just nicked the tyre off the rim.
So you're going to be watching out for that today?
I've had a look round, so I know where the little danger spots are, so we'll just take it canny.
It's looking good. Apart from the jump, we're just not so sure about going up that hill. I don't know whether it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing, but we'll see after we've been round now.
So you're going to take it cautiously to begin with?
Cautiously over the jump.
Over the jump?
It's just a little bit shorter than the wheelbase of the car, so I've got a funny feeling it's going to tend to flip the car as opposed to jump.
Right, so what sort of speed would you be
I'd
aiming
hate
for?
to do a Marco Martin like on the first run round.
so you're going to regard it as a kind of speed bump?
Yeah,
first of all.
It's like a sleeping policeman.
All right.
It's just nice to come to different places, you know what I mean, different challenges, and maybe go to Ireland quite regular, and it's nice to come to Scotland and do one up here as well.
But you've obviously spoken to other drivers about this event. What do they tell you?
Well, I haven't spoken to many people does this event, honestly. So all I know is a bit of gravel here and a bit of tarmac, and that's it, like, right? But we went out on a bike this morning and I took a look, and I'm quite confident, honestly.
So what do you think are going to be the tricky bits here?
All of it. To be honest, the gravel will be the tricky bits, I think, more than anything. So, I mean, the braking points and things like that on the gravel.
It's intermediate, softest tyres I've got in the front, and we've got some A2s, which is an old-fashioned gravel and tarmac tyre from the past. Actually, I think they used them in the 80s, but Dunlop are still making them, and it might well suit the conditions today with the mixed tarmac and gravel.
So how important are the tyres on an event like this? Are they absolutely crucial?
Yeah, absolutely crucial. Yeah, you get it wrong and you're giving away 2 seconds a mile just because you can't get traction or you overheat the tyres. That's the two.
So it really comes a lot down to tyre choice today?
Absolutely. A wee bit of knowledge beforehand. We've done the event now 4 times. So you learn what's the best compromise, and there's a compromise here on tyres because you have got full gravel and you get full tarmac, so there's no right tyre for this place.
The stages use the whole area of Knockhill, including the track itself, the surrounding access roads and even some of the gravel car parks. It's got a soaking from early morning rain, and it's made even more interesting by the new Beatson's jump. These first two stages decide who's going to make it into their nation's teams. And certainly for Englishman Michael Glendinning, the prospects aren't very good here. He's lost valuable seconds at this early part of the proceedings. And that's the English captain Stuart Newby. He isn't doing any better.
I made an ass of this first run. But I'm on it, we're all G'd up now, so it's all going to happen now. Don't you film me while I'm making a mess of everything.
So who was that? That was the team manager, was it?
That was team manager. I was just trying to explain what had happened, like what had gone wrong.
So what went wrong?
Just probably wrong tyres, I think. We're sitting down there for like 15 minutes. We went out on full wets because when we've been round this morning, it was like water everywhere. I just can't believe our race circuit can dry in such a short period of time, and it were bone dry out there then.
This is Knockhill. The weather changes all the time.
I know, but you know.
So how was your time?
We're not a million miles away, and we'd stalled it and spun it a couple of times, and obviously we'd lost a bit of time, but we've had a word one or two, and we're still confident that if we hadn't spun it, we'd been there. Like, but
it was good. I really enjoyed the first run there, and we had a good time. So I think we took 9 seconds out of Dennis, Biggerstaff. So I was quite chuffed with that. And that was on probably the wrong tyre. That was on an intermediate, which tends to roll a bit in the really dry conditions. So it was good. So I was really happy with that.
We got on quite well. I don't think we're the quickest by far, but you know, we can probably go a little bit quicker. But I think Gary Adams going very fast, which I did expect. There's probably another couple of boys, but Gary's the man to beat today.
What about the jump? How was that?
Jump's brilliant. Straight up into the air. It's very like a bird. It was good. Completely wrong tyres. A delay at the start. We had time to change the tyres, but we didn't. Obviously, we couldn't come back out of the time control.
So you had the intermediates on?
No, I had wets on. I had full wets on.
Right.
So completely wrong. So the car was loose all the time, and I got a fright in the crest, so a bit came off the car. So a wee bit of noise in the car after the crest, after the high jump.
So it was quite a hard landing, was it?
Oh, too hard. Well, the front of the car was coming up.
So what's it like from the driver's seat? We're with Gary Adam from Tillicoultry in his Subaru Impreza as he sets off out of the pit lane and onto the circuit. The event uses the routes several times over with minor changes, which can make it confusing for the driver and the co-driver. In this case, his father Gordon, sitting alongside him, telling him which way to go. Added to that, there's the problem of keeping the car on the straight and narrow. A quick check with Dad, and he keeps to the right. Gary's now on the rally school track at the bottom of the circuit. But he's lost the lead as he heads over the jump. The fastest time went to Englishman Stuart Newby in an identical Subaru, and he's having no problems on this stage. A neat slide out of the pit lane by Welshman Ian Pritchard helps him improve on his first stage time by 9 seconds. Scotsman John Rintoul has to reverse after losing his forward gears, and the luck of the Irish has run out too. So Emma, what happened?
Second stage, same place as last year, and everything went in smoke. By the sounds of it, talking to the mechanics and the boys, we've broke a diff. We came over the jump quite hard on the first stage, landed quite hard in the front. The car maybe felt a wee bit uneasy on the steering. Got round anyway. I'm back up to my wee spot up at the top, and just no gears, just couldn't get going again.
So, after 2 stages, Scot Gary Adam heads the field, 17 seconds ahead of Englishman Stuart Newby, followed by Irishman Biggerstaff and Welshman Pritchard. The Scots are confident and team captain Adams feeling upbeat.
We're having a good day. Things are pretty good. The weather's improved, and I wasn't looking forward to it this morning when we arrived at 7 o'clock and it was raining, but it's turned out to be a great day.
The English are under pressure from the Celts.
We're just relying on Gary or Dennis or someone having a bit of a mishap this afternoon, like.
And see what happens.
That's it.
Are you enjoying yourself?
We are loving it, every minute we are. Very good.
It's not always like this in Knockhill, of course.
It was last year. We come up last year and had a go around, like in a Group N car, and we enjoyed it then. That's why we've come back this year, just to do it, like.
The understrength Irish have it all to do. And you've already lost one of your team members, Emma.
Emma's gone, so we're getting a real bashing.
Well, it makes a change, doesn't it?
Well, I suppose we have to have a bad year once in a while.
And a first appearance from the Welsh team.
We thought we'd come up and have a go.
You haven't been here before?
I've been with my son and he's done the junior mini-cross, but I haven't competed here myself, no.
You've obviously had a look at the circuit today.
We've walked around this morning, yeah.
Stages 3 and 4, and they're using the rallycross track for the first time. It's smooth gravel, but because the cars are using racing tyres, it's just like driving on marbles. And piling on the pressure, they're the first 2 in the Nations Cup. We're with Biggerstaff now on the rallycross track. He seems relaxed, resting his arm on the door, but it's still hard work. The surface is tricky, but at least there's more room here, which gives scope for some powered slides. Biggerstaff's using every inch. Coming off the circuit, it's bumpy here, and there are already holes appearing. Bouncing down the Michelin Leap to join the rally school track. And once again, there's some welcome tarmac. It's very narrow though. Shortcuts are possible across the inlaid tyres, but Biggerstaff's keeping a tight line. The long climb up the far field. It's still tarmac here, and there's a big improvement this year with a brief change to concrete at the right-hander. Then it's up to the highest point with the Beatson's jump, losing one of his indicators and smashing the front spoiler. So how's he doing for time? Well, there's the clock just before the halfway point, and it's 3 minutes 13. That's what everyone else has to beat. Gary Adams coming off the rallycross track and onto the circuit, heading up towards the main straight. A wide sweep through the Scotland cut. He's being very neat. And he's tidy here too at the rally school, weaving through the chicanes. Here's the uphill jump and the landing. We've got the clock on him now at the bottom of Sibyl's Brae. Can he beat Biggerstaff? No, 3 minutes 13, exactly the same as the Irishman. Local man John Marshall is one of the event's sponsors, but that doesn't give him any advantages. He's in the new STI Impreza, which is going well, but it's still got to prove itself. He's one of the Scottish team, and he's taking a few shortcuts. He's the man responsible for the jump, and he's the highest over it, and one of the hardest landings. The clock's on him, and his time's not good. 10 seconds behind the leaders. In contrast, English team member Paul Cooper's got the older technology of the Metro 6R4, which he's brought from his home at Ashton-under-Lyme. He's looking for every opportunity, and he's found one here. He's just cut out that bend completely. And he's done it again. Now that's cheeky. Heading uphill to the jump. And that's quite tame, or possibly just cautious, wanting to preserve the car. But what about his time? The seconds are ticking. 3 minutes 23, that's exactly the same as Marshall's. So time for the English team captain, Stuart Newby, to show what he can do in his Subaru. He set the fastest time on stage 2, but can he do it again? 2 wheels in the air at Duffus Dip as he heads up to the Scotland cut. No problems here. Up and through the rally school, and it's a lot drier now. Just look at that dust. He's in full flow and in full flight over the jump. He's on the clock now. 3 minutes 15 seconds, only 2 seconds off the lead at the halfway mark. Oh, it's not going well for the Welsh. Ian Pritchard stopped at the cut, and that's Biggerstaff coming through on his second look. Pritchard's away again. He'll want to make up for that mistake. He's going hard here at the rally school. He's on Biggerstaff's tail and he's taking it wide. Down Sybil's Bray. He's really got the bit between his teeth. Heading for the halfway. How's the time doing? There it is, 3 minutes 20. That's 7 seconds down on the leaders. The pace is fast and furious, with up to 12 cars competing on the stages at any one time. Among the Imprezas are a group of Mitsubishi Evos. This is Welsh team member Mark Morgan, whose day job is a plumber from Neath. Oh, and he might just have to straighten some pipes after that landing from the jump. At the bottom of Sybil's Bray, he's got Gary Adam on his tail. The clock's ticking, and it's 3 minutes 21 seconds, 8 seconds behind the leaders. Morgan's still only halfway around, but the Adams family are having trouble with their boot lid. Dennis Biggerstaff isn't going so well on stage 4, but he's dropping time to Gary Adam, and he's just made that worse by smacking those tyres. That puncture is on John Rintoul's Mitsubishi. Things aren't looking good for Scotland. Barry Groundwater wants to pick up Group N points in his showroom class, but he's got a puncture on that front near side tyre. And that's Ricky Wheeler and the elderly escort catching him. And catching him, that's England team member Michael Glendinning in the Subaru. So after 4 stages, Gary Adams well into the lead, with Biggerstaff and Newby chasing at his heels. In the Nations Cup, England's in the lead with 94 points, with Scotland 3 points adrift. The afternoon stages follow the same route in the opposite direction. That changes the dynamics of the course, especially on the loose gravel. And these 2 stages make up the second half of the Nations Cup. The start is from the paddock, and Biggerstaff still looks relaxed, but the pressure's really on him to improve the poor Irish showing. The thousands of rally fans are really enjoying the sunshine and the close action right in front of their eyes. Biggerstaff won this event last year, and the Irish took the honours in the Nations Cup. But it's certainly a different story this year. It's down to the jump again, but this time it's downhill and potentially faster, but he's over it safely. Down through the rally school, and he's keeping it tidy with only a few glancing blows to the tyres. Down through Duffus. Oh, he's a bit untidy there. That could have been costly, but he's still in charge. Down through McIntyre's. And then up to the chicane. And he's taking the racing line over the top. Heading for the halfway, we've got the clock on him. 3 minutes 28 seconds, so there's the benchmark for the others. We're with Gary Adam now on the western side of the circuit as he heads towards Sybil's Bray. Powering up the hill, that's a blind crest ahead, but he's not letting up. Oh, he's misjudged the turn. Can't seem to find reverse. Now he's lost the forward gear. He's found it and heading for the jump. Down through the rally school. And just a wee screech from the tyres. Back on the circuit again, and Adams really trying, sparing nothing to catch the English and retrieve the Scottish honours. Heading down the Hislop Straight towards the hairpin. We'll see how he's doing for time. There it is, 3 minutes 25. He's 3 seconds faster than the leader. He's coming down to the end of the stage. Oh, but he's lost it within sight of the finish. That's going to cost him. He's dropped 8 seconds to the Irishman. This is dreadful. Scottish teammate John Marshall now, cleanly over the jump and cautiously through the rally school in the Subaru. He's more comfortable on the circuit though. He's a regular racer here. He knows the lines to take. even if that does mean going on the trackside at times. So the clock's on him and he's down past the split, heading for the hairpin. There's his time, 3:36, 11 seconds down on the leader. Oh, some perfect timing here, meeting Ricky Wheeler at the split on his first run. They've got to make it through that gate. And yes, Marshall's there first. Here's Paul Cooper again. Nice and gently over the jump. This car's 20 years old and Paul's been in the sport almost as long. His co-driver David Milken's been doing it for 30 years. These cars are pretty twitchy, but Paul's well in control through these sweeping bends. Well, the clock's on him now, so we'll see if this steady pace has paid off. 3 minutes 37, that's 12 seconds behind the leader, but only 1 second behind rival Marshall. Here's English team captain Stuart Newby waggling his tail. That's the same bend that caught out Adam. Neatly over the jump. And he's delighting the crowds with this energetic display. He's knocked out his front offside indicator. He's obviously trying hard. Down through McIntyre's. Oh, he's a bit wide at the chicane. That could have been dangerous. But what about his time? Up to the hairpin? It's not looking good. 3:42 at the halfway point, 17 seconds down on the leader. That blind crest certainly catching them out. That's Welsh captain Ian Pritchard burying his Subaru's bonnet in the gravel heap. He's undamaged though, but taking it cautiously now. Slow move over the jump. 20 years experience behind the wheel, garage owner Pritchard from Bilth Wells has been second overall in the historic RAC rally. He just loves his sport. But how's he doing against the clock? It's running now. 3:39, ahead of Englishman Newby, but way behind the leader. John Rintoul's having a hard time, failing to score for Scotland on stage 3 after that puncture. But the Fife engineer from Leven is trying hard enough now. He really seems to be enjoying the Knockhill circuit. But of course, what counts is the time. Well, the clock's on him once again as he passes the halfway point. Let's take a look. 3:36, that's the same as teammate Marshall. Here's someone doing well. Welshman Mark Morgan up to 6th overall, leading his class. Well, the car certainly looks intact, so he's obviously been having a clean drive. Heading for the halfway. There's his time, 3:39, matching team captain Pritchard. In trouble at the split, that's England team member Michael Glendinning, caught out by another car on the inside. Oh, and he's not alone. Barry Groundwater's off again. After stage 5, Gary Adams 8 seconds ahead, followed by Biggerstaff, Newby and Pritchard.
I had spun twice. I was trying to make a bit of a big move, and we dropped 5 to Dennis in that stage, so it wasn't a very good one. But if I can keep that pace and just keep it a wee bit tidier, then I think I would have taken quite a chunk out of him there.
It's better than we'd hoped. A lot of four-wheel drive cars out today, so we've been absolutely flat out all day, just as fast as we can drive. And it seems to be working. We're in the top 10, and if we can sustain that to the end, it'll be brilliant.
So it just proves that you don't need to have four-wheel drive, you don't need to be a Subaru Impreza, you don't have to be a Lancer Evo either, do you?
I think it helps to have a screw loose right enough.
Just lost another 10-15 seconds there.
So England, I take it from that England's not doing too well in
well,
the Nations Cup.
We were joint second, and I think at the worst it's going to knock us to third. We've got a big gap between third and fourth, but we were just hoping that luck was on our side and the front two were going to make the mistake, but it doesn't seem to be happening. Like, we seem to be doing the ones that are pirouetting and they seem to be getting a good run in.
So what's the answer?
Well, we've 3 stages left, and as you know, a lot can happen in rallying, so we know where we're going now because we've done it that way around, so it's in my head now. So hopefully we should be able to get 3 good times in like we did this morning and prey on a disaster for everybody else.
That doesn't sound very sporting.
No, it isn't. But we're English.
Oh, we had an overshoot up the top there. Couldn't get it to turn in. We took the fence out down here and we had an overshoot up there.
So
It's a little bit more tricky this way than the other way.
why is that, do you think? The pens go the wrong way?
No. I think all the gravel and whatever was chucked up this morning is in your braking spots now.
I was very slow, my own fault in the first stage. As the day goes on, you see how the thing's working. We've had a couple of bad stages. One of them really, I made an elementary mistake. I must have put the diff lock on and done a stage with diff lock on. Stage 2, I think we lost a pipe on the turbo, so we done 2 laps with no boost. So I think we're happy enough.
Yeah, what happened?
Big rock, hit windscreen break.
But somebody kicked it up in front of you?
Yeah, it was Ricky. We got behind Ricky there before, but there's nothing you can do. I mean, I actually got closer to home and there was nothing. When we stayed back off him, we got the stone, so it's just getting the right distance.
That's the trouble with these escorts, they kick a lot of stuff
Oh yeah,
up,
but it's one of those things, you get these type of events, you expect these things to happen, you know, headlights and windscreens get broken.
You're doing well though, 8th overall at the moment.
I don't know how, because I've had a rough, every stage I've got something wrong somewhere, so
Right.
I had a blinder there and then I missed the split because there was somebody spinning around in mid-split, you know, one went one way, one went the other and spun around, so we thought, well, who did we miss? So we ended up running past the split, you know, just to miss them.
What happened to the side here?
Mishap after the jump coming downhill. We'd done the 90 right and just slid wide, and there's a hole which is covered by barriers, and we took the barriers out. It didn't do too much damage, new wing and a wee repair to the door.
So it's just superficial then?
Yes, still driving fine.
Just give you a fright?
Just a wee bit. Second one of today.
But you're having a good run apart from that, aren't
It's
you?
excellent, it's a really good day. Events well set out, it's running well.
Of course, you've got what would be termed the less powerful machinery further down the field. Are you finding that much of an imbalance?
Not really, I mean, I couldn't justify spending a lot of money on a car if you had a major off and wrecked it. It's got to be in such a way where club and sport is if you have a problem, then it's not going to affect your sort of bank balance too much.
Yeah, but you don't feel you're overshadowed by the...
No,
the
I'm
bigger
just strictly for the fun. I don't see the point of spending £150,000 and winning a trophy worth 15 quid.
and you're enjoying yourself?
I'm still enjoying it.
Yeah. So where are you lying just now? Do you
We're
know,
up to 23rd overall.
Right, well, that's not bad.
If you sort of compare it to the front machinery per second per pound, there's a big difference on it.
There are still 3 stages to go, but more crucially, stage 6 will decide the outcome of the Nations Cup. And it's the Scots who've got all the work to do. At the moment, they're standing with 135 points. Now that's 7 ahead of the Welsh, but it's still 2 behind the English. But what about the Irish? Well, it's a complete change of fortunes from previous years when they dominated this event. Biggerstaff's going well, but he's conceded defeat in the Nations Cup. Gary Adams said at the start he'd take no chances because of the danger of punctures, which plagued him in previous years. His policy this year has paid off. He's escaped so far and has been setting great times to consolidate his lead. He's pushing on through Clark's, and that's fast. John Marshall speeded up too. Oh, he's quick over the jump. And that's very neat and tidy through the rally school. Here's Paul Cooper for the English. Oh, that's a heavy landing, with bits of his car flying in all directions. He's burst that driver's side tyre too, and now it's smoking. That'll cost the team dear. Team captain Stuart Newby's worried about his team's lead. Oh, that's messy. That won't help. Here's the Welsh. Pritchard neatly and gently over the jump and down towards the rally school. And that's pretty tidy too. Rintoul has regained honour for the Scots with a consistent run through stage 6. Welshman Mark Morgan completed the lineup for his team on their Knockhill debut. And here's how the teams finished, with Scotland overtaking the English by just 8 points, with the Welsh third and the Irish well out of the running. So, with the Nations Cup decided, on to the final two stages and the individual battles for places on the winners' podium. The drivers should know their way around by now, but it's all changed again. A great day for local man Adam, with victory for his team and himself.
Remember, you're going inside.
Biggerstaff picked up 2 punctures and was runner-up.
Well, we tried.
You certainly did. What happened? Well, obviously it was a puncture.
I think it was just the ridge. We were a little bit sideways, so just one of the hairpins, and it just clipped the ridge and took it off the rim. So.
How early on was that?
First lap.
Oh, really? So you've driven what?
2.5 laps.
So it's well and truly destroyed. How much did that slow you down? Obviously quite a bit.
I probably dropped it 15 to him, so we were just hoping he would get a puncture, and we tried hard.
Because the danger with a puncture like that is you can do other damage.
Well, it did a bit to the quarter panel, but sure, what do? You have to go on. He could have got a puncture. He got 2 punctures. So.
But suspension, transmission.
Oh, yeah. Right for the last one.
In third place, Stuart Newby was pleased.
You finally got the hang of it now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it. We've been doing the BTRDA Championship this year, and it's, you know, it's all very tense on the BTRDA, and you can't afford any mistakes. Whereas you can come here and blow your brains out, can't you? Just have a good day. For family, kids, it's a cracking day, and it couldn't ask for any better weather or anything like. So.
First time at Knockhill and a satisfying 4th for Ian Pritchard. Best result ever in 5th for John Marshall. This is Michael Glendinning, secure in 6th. Taking Group N in 7th place, Mark Morgan. No front end, but 8th place for Paul Cooper. After all his problems, Barry Groundwater finished 9th. First in class, 10th overall, Ricky Wheeler. A fine class win for Jerry McCafferty in the small Opel Corsa, and a great result in his class for Graham Bruce in the Vauxhall Nova. So another great UK Rally Challenge and Knockhill at its best. This was a perfect story of the Scotsman, the Irishman, the Englishman and the Welshman sharing the leaderboard. But the champagne was reserved for the Adams family.